Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I must be in a good mood today because I'm doing my third video and it's 12 o'clock Eastern time or so. I wanted to address a few things that have come around in the news the last couple of days, and I wanted to finish by giving you a quote from one of my favorite movies that I may have given you before, I can't remember, but that really describes where we are as Ripple or XRP holders right now and what we've been through as XRP holders. But first I wanted to show you, this is the guy that runs TransferGo, the CEO of TransferGo. He spoke at Ripple at the Swell conference, and he announced, I believe that they were TransferGo is now using Xcurrent to transfer money from Europe into India, which is one of the largest remittance countries in the world, I believe. But they're transferring money into India, and he said that, and what was very interesting in this article is that they mentioned that they're saving. First, the company decreased costs by up to 90% in some regions. They also dramatically reduced the time of settlement to under 30 seconds and offered guarantees for these transactions. But he's doing it from Europe to India. And remember, India, cryptocurrency is currently illegal by their central government has banned cryptocurrency. But as I've told you before, these are all temporary issues. I mean, India is not going to be left behind, just like no country is going to be left behind. They'll get on board. It's just a matter of making sure that they're able to control the situation, and I'm sure they're working on that with their regulations. But I wanted to mention one other thing that my Twitter friend C3 Nick, if you don't follow him, at C3_Nick, in regard to this, he posted this tweet. When a company saves 90% in cost, what do the competitors think? More importantly, what will the stakeholders of the competing companies demand? Think about that incentive structure and you get an idea of what will probably happen in the remittance market. In other words, all of the competitors of TransferGo, and those competitors I believe include Western Union and some of the really big companies, Western Union and MoneyGram would be another. It's just a matter of time. If these guys are saving 90%, they will come in. Just like the other day I was talking about how Coinbase is now going to add all these currencies. And the reason is because their competitors are just kicking them. They're killing them with competition. Well, when your competition is saving 90% off of a new technology, you better believe, I don't care what Western Union said a while back, they had said that they didn't see where Ripple had saved them money, but Ripple came out and said, well, they just did a mini test, and they didn't even test our product on a scale where they could have seen the cost, like a company-wide scale. And so it's just a matter of time. That's what this tells you, 90%. Well, that's just one part of what I want to go over with you today. I also want to go to the crypto market overall. I found two pieces of really great news. Before I leave this, I want to make that final point. XRapid is launched, okay? Ripple and XRP they represent the first of any digital currency company or digital asset to break the ice, to finally commercially be used. And don't forget that, because I'm going to finish up this video and make a point about it. But first, Coinbase adds Charles Schwab advisor to the board of directors. I've been telling you for months, Wall Street is coming. Wall Street is and none of them are going to let themselves be left out. They smell the money and they're coming. Well, they've just hired a Charles Schwab advisor to their board of directors. And I wanted to read what this is from the Coinbase President and Chief Operating Officer. He says, Kellner, the guy's last name, will play an integral role in bringing our suite of institutional crypto trading products to professional investors. The move will support Coinbase's efforts to launch institutional products using cryptocurrencies as a fully fledged tradable asset class. A fully fledged tradable asset class. And while I'm on the word asset class, like I've told you many times before, do not forget, currently there's only about 5 asset classes, and the least of them have between $7 and $10 trillion on them, which would be gold. Has $7 to $10 trillion in it. We have 215 or so billion as of this morning in crypto assets, and they are calling it they're turning it into a new tradable asset class. Don't forget that, because that is huge. That tells you all you need to know. It also says here, institutional investors of all types will play a critical role in the market and will range from crypto-first institutions such as token issuers and crypto hedge funds to more traditional finance players such as hedge funds, banks, asset managers, and family offices. The news comes a day after Coinbase hired former JP Morgan executive director Oputu Diaro to its institutional coverage group. So, the picture is very clear. All of the traditional finance guys have seen the writing on the wall, and they are coming into crypto because they know the money's coming into crypto, and that's why we're here. Well, today, look what comes out. TD Ameritrade. I've even brought this company name up as one of the many that will eventually come into this space. So I guess I did have a crystal ball. Retail brokerage, TD Ameritrade backs new crypto exchange. They said here that brokerage firm TD Ameritrade is investing in a brand new cryptocurrency exchange, Bloomberg reported Wednesday. Dubbed the Eris X, the exchange will allow investors to trade Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin futures. And of course, eventually they're going to have XRP as well. And so exactly what I've been telling you for months is exactly what's happening. You're seeing all of it happening. And so I'm here to tell you, yes, we did have XRapid go live this week. That is the biggest, that is as big gets, because, and I want to make another point before I leave that topic as well. You know, for many years now, I guess at least 4 or 5 years, as an XRP holder, many of us have, we have been beat up. Every other digital asset holder in the world, they hate XRP, and the reason they hate it is they think that we're traders. They think that we sided with the banks, when we really didn't. What we sided with is common sense. We sided with the way that we knew this all had to unfold legitimately in a world that is and will always be controlled by certain powers in all countries. That's the way the world works. You're not going to get rid of banks. You're not going to get rid of governments. That's not realistic. It's not going to happen. It's not realistic as an investor. I'm here as an investor. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not the digital asset philosopher. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm an investor, and as an investor, I invest with common sense and gut instincts. And my gut instincts have always told me that you're not getting rid of the government. Even if, I love that whole philosophy. I love the idea. I wish, but that's not going to happen. Therefore, this is a call to all of you that are Bitcoin, Litecoin fans, all the guys, all the people out there. XRP and Ripple just broke through the wall, and the wall is, they just showed us, they showed all of the people that have digital assets that yes, they showed the world digital assets can be used. Everyone who has said that digital assets, and some of you may hate XRP, and you were one of the ones that said that it will never be used by banks. The point is that it is being used now. Digital assets can be used in real world commercial production. And so everybody that's in the crypto space is going to benefit from this. Everybody needs to get on the same team and quit trying to point fingers at each other and all these different digital assets. You can still be a lover of Litecoin. I can still be a lover of XRP, but the point is that we were all right. We were all right. These digital assets are going to change the world because they can be used in many ways that have never been possible until now. Okay, I'm going to move along and then I'll finish that point off at the end. This right here, we're back to XRP. Well, we could be talking about any digital asset, but I don't believe they're talking about any digital asset. I think that XRP is at the very center of this. This is from Stephen Diep, this guy who's like a new Twitter rock star, at DIEPSANH. Go follow him. He puts out great snippets of videos that all look really good for XRP. First, you should know Chris Larson, Ripple's chairman, is on the board at the IMF. These two guys talking, one of them I think is just an interviewer, but one of them is Tommaso Mancini Grifoli, a representative of the IMF. And this is they're talking about the use, as if this has just dawned on them, the use of tokens or virtual currencies, and it being a very interesting idea for cross-border payments. This is like, we're all like, oh really? you now see it. Well, these guys are serious people, seriously talking about the use of digital assets and how efficient it would be for cross-border payments. In the same post down here, Stephen says, do you smell what is being cooked? Now, we've got Christine Lagarde, who is the IMF managing director. Virtual currencies potentially offer low costs for cross-border payments, no settlement risk, no clearing delays, no central registrations, and no intermediaries involved. This is massive, massive stuff right here. And so whether XRP, the token, is what they're talking about, or it could be the interledger they're talking about. But what my bet is, and what I really truly believe in my heart of hearts, is that somewhere at some percentage level, XRP will be involved in what they're talking about. Even if it was 1%, it changes your life. I mean, so, but I believe that XRP is at the very center of these discussions. But just piecing together all this over the last 4 years and just looking at all of this and hearing everybody talk and seeing Ripple and XRP pop up in these discussions and in almost every circle of important people and huge, major power people, it just always seems to be there. And my gut, everything inside of me tells me that on some kind of scale, XRP is going to be a part of this. Now, granted, central banks, IMF, this is like the holy grail of XRP. But what's great about all of this is that all of these other things are happening regardless of whether this happens. We've still got SBI is going to happen. The things I mentioned to you before, XRapid has broken the seal. We're through the wall. Digital assets are being used in actual commercial production. Wall Street is actually coming. All of those things, that's happening. It's going to happen. We're not going to have 215 billion in this market. It's going to be more like 40 to 100 trillion in this market. What I want to finish up with is I want to finish up by going back to the point. And I'm talking not just to XRP people. I'm talking to everybody who has believed in the digital asset space, whether it's for the last month or for the last 4 or 5 years, the way I have. I'm talking to all of you. Do not be upset that XRP just broke through the wall, because XRP was the first to break through the wall. And yes, many of you holding the other digital assets, you threw punches at us, you bloodied us all along the way. But that's okay, because guess what? You're going to get to benefit just like XRP holders are. Because now that the wall's broken down, the investment money will come. And that investment money is going to flow to you as well as I. Because people, the speculators, I don't care what the market looks like today, markets do not react day of exactly how you think they would. If they did react like that, then we would have all been wealthy a long time ago. But the point is XRP just broke through the wall, and it's to all of your benefit. So nobody needs to be bashing each other, all the different digital currency camps. Everyone needs to be on the same team, and it needs to be the same push, because what has happened is massive, massive, massive. I'm going to finish with a quote from one of my favorite movies. For those of you that have not seen Moneyball is one of the best baseball movies ever anyway. But in Moneyball, the guy that was the general manager of the Oakland A's, he had a much lower budget to get players than all of the other teams in the major leagues. And so he had the idea that was based on a book that was written to use his smaller budget to try to use statistics to find players who had a higher percentage chance to get on base and were not necessarily known as the top baseball players that were worth millions of dollars. And so what he did is he did a statistical study of who got on base the most, no matter how they got on base. And the movie is about that. And it changed baseball, because by the end of the movie, his team, I think, set the record for the most wins in a row and went to the playoffs. But the important thing is that he had illustrated he had changed the world of baseball, but with one idea and one concept. And so I want to read you this quote, because as an XRP holder, this is what I feel like. I feel like they're talking to me. And this is by the way, before I read this, I wanted to mention that this is at the end of the movie, when Brad Pitt is the character that plays the general manager of the A's, and at the end of the movie, he says he feels like he didn't prove what he set out to prove, because he didn't go on to win the pennant and go on and win the World Series. But he gets a call from the Boston Red Sox, and they wanted to meet with him. And this is when he's sitting down with the Boston Red Sox owner, I believe. And this is what the owner says to Brad Pitt about what he just did. I know you're taking it in the teeth out there, but the first guy through the wall always gets bloody. Always. It's threatening, not only to the way they do business, but the game. Really, what is threatening is their livelihood. It's threatening their jobs. It's threatening the way they do things. And every time that happens, whether it's a government or a way of doing business or whatever it is, the people who are holding the reins, their hands are on the switch. They go BS crazy. And that's one of the better quotes I've seen that seem so similar to what's going on with not just XRP, but with digital assets. So I am the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Tell your friends and family. Thank you for listening.